Somebody call the doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is Season 1, Episode 7. It's been a wild ride so far. I really like where things were going. The different feel of each episode that we have, so let's get into it.
Yeah, I am definitely ready, willing, and able to find out whether today's episode is going to be a gut punch or levity filled, but I'm on board.
We've got some a new arm, new leg, some new armor. Crew's ready to roll. See what happens next.
All right, without further ado, then let's go.
Folks, before we get started today, we wanted to give a shout out to our official sponsor of our Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood reactions, Stylin' Boxes. Stylin' Boxes are the perfect gift for collectors, super fans, and anyone obsessed with pop culture, because not only do they get a box full of awesome stuff,
They get the thrill of being surprised. You pick the theme: movies, TV shows, horror, anime, retro cartoons, and what's inside is always a total win.
There are over 150 different boxes to choose from, and some of them include rare, hard-to-find items you just won't stumble across at the store.
each box comes with 5 to 8 officially licensed items. Collectibles, wearables, mugs, props, socks, bags, blankets, stuff that makes you say, yeah, I'm definitely keeping this.
And here's the kicker. The value of what you get is always more than what you spend. So not only is it fun, it's actually a great deal.
And you don't have to worry about sizing. Every wearable item is one size fits all or adjustable. Hats, socks, blankets, bags. It's grab and go fandom.
And once again, all the items are high quality and officially licensed. No knockoff junk, just legit merch made for real fans.
So if you're shopping for a fan or you are the fan, Stylin' Boxes is a no-brainer.
Pick a theme.
Open it up.
And get ready to wish that you had ordered too. You can get yours today at stylinboxes.com. Once again, grab yours today at stylinboxes.com.
Dr. Marco's research!
Oh.
Oh.
How does...
Is that what you were doing in Central?
Yes. I thought I would come to see how things are progressing in East City.
I smell him.
Down to the last strand of hair.
Ugh.
Oof.
Uh-oh, it's always bad when the rats are running away. Oh. Oh. Oh, lost his arm.
Scar hasn't been sighted.
Maybe he's not even in East City anymore.
I don't know, did you just hear that explosion?
Reporting in, sir! We've just received word of an explosion occurring on the Marl River.
Here we go.
Cool.
Not a small one either.
I gotta
Gas
think.
explosion.
Scar.
A gas explosion. That's what they tell us in Hogwarts.
Man, I thought Scar could have taken those two.
Either way, he can't be in good shape after losing this much blood.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not his.
Work day and night to clear out this debris.
At this rate, you're gonna work us all to death.
Shut up!
Scar will be out of the game for a while. I need to report to Father about everything that's happened here.
Major Armstrong, you have been ordered to report back to the command center, sir.
We'll be taking over supervision of Edward Elric and his brother effective immediately.
This is getting old!
There's a woman who was well acquainted with the materials in the first branch. She wasn't working there anymore.
Something wrong?
Why are you wearing a suit of armor?
They don't know?
A hobby? What kind of freaky hobby is that?
Who are these boys anyway?
Sweating.
Oh, Al is sweating.
Just a metal suit is sweating.
Oh, is there really someone living in this place?
Please help me.
Oh, she... Look at Al's face.
Sorry, I got myself trapped under a whole mountain of books.
It's another one that still has legs sticking out.
You worked at the library.
The library. The word itself is so beautiful. If I don't find another job, I'll never be able to move my poor elderly mother into a better hospital. The only thing I can do well is read.
Oh, a little dramatic. Wow.
Do you remember seeing any research belonging to someone named Tim Marco?
Yes, of course. I remember now.
All right.
The notes really were there after all.
I remember everything that was in them.
Whoa. Photographic
Everything?
memory?
Wow.
I'm able to remember the content of any book I've ever read. It
Wow.
will take a while, but I could write them out for you.
Look at Al.
Complete copies of all Tim Marco's notes. 1,000 easy recipes.
Wonderful. So this was just a wild goose chase?
No, he might.
Jessica,
It's in there somewhere.
Coded.
you're incredible. Let's get these back to the library. Withdraw that amount from my annual research grants and make sure Sheska gets it.
Right.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
All right.
Did he miss a decimal point somewhere?
Oh, interesting.
Took care of her handsomely.
These are cookbooks. What could they possibly have to do with alchemy?
Alchemy is a powerful art.
It's also a recipe.
These are designed to look like recipes to the average person. There's a section in here on green tea. It might be a reference to the green lion of metallurgic alchemy.
Of course.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's just right there.
We knew that.
We've got a place to start. Let's do this.
Cross and bar.
Why does this encryption have to be so damn hard to figure out?
Oh, brother.
Thanks to the money you gave me, Edward, I was able to move my mother to a better
Oh.
hospital.
All right.
Have you had any luck deciphering it so far?
Have you found another job yet?
What the hell? What are they doing to each other?
The kind of dedication you show to reading is a talent all on its own.
Yo! Told you to give me a shout the next time you made it to Central.
Just how high up are these boys?
Big wheels.
And we're still working on getting the Tucker Chimera situation settled. Guess that brings up some unpleasant memories.
Yes, it does.
Not just for him, for us too.
He's got that knife in his belt.
The first branch had to burn down in the middle of all this. All our case records were stored in the stacks at that location. And what?
Well, I have read the military's criminal case record.
There we go.
Right.
You got yourself a job.
Yep.
Oh, thanks so much. I'll have faith just like you told me to. Thank you.
That's how it is getting Quinn in the studio sometimes.
The first one here.
I think dedication is a talent all on its own. Very smooth, little brother. Very smooth.
Cracking the code.
They've been at it for 10 days now.
Ooh.
To hell with it!
What's it going to look like?
What did you guys do to this place?
We did crack it.
This is the devil's research.
Ooh.
The main ingredient for a philosopher's stone. Multiple human
Oh.
sacrifices.
I can't believe it. How awful.
Just pretend you never heard any of it.
Wow.
Probably shouldn't have told him then.
The Elric brothers are holed up in their room again tonight?
Yes, they worked so hard to decipher those notes only to find out that.
What was that?
Oh, it was nothing, sir!
No.
He's already got his shoe off.
Shirt always comes off.
Most suspicious behavior.
We try so hard to grasp the truth, but it always slips away. I wonder if it'll be like this all our lives.
What do we do?
Ignore him, that's what.
Oof.
How tragic! To think the legend of the Philosopher's Stone
It's hard to stay
Look at his
quiet when someone
face.
like him asks you.
Often the truth is more cruel than we bargained for.
Maybe you'll find the truth hidden within the truth.
Oh.
There's still more to find here. There has to be.
Truth hidden within the truth.
What's this building used for?
It was designed for the 5th laboratory, but it isn't currently in use.
Sure it isn't.
Sure, it's not structurally sound.
Plenty of condemned criminals in the prison. Officially, they'd be recorded as executed.
Wow, we're getting real dark.
Wow.
Why do I have the feeling that we're getting involved in something really dangerous here?
I'll look into what we've talked about tonight. Speak of this to no one.
Sir!
Behave yourself. Thinking about sneaking into this building and taking a look around, weren't you?
We promise! Yeah, sure we weren't.
That's the same next scene.
Cut to next scene.
Yeah.
There they are.
And
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I go old
I was going to
school.
say, Usually that'll be some sort of a problem for people. But
Yeah.
not for our crew here.
Nope.
They're not taking any chances, are they? You need to wait here.
It's not like I asked to get this big.
Aw.
Now he knows what a TV dinner feels like.
You see that every time someone crawls through. God. Oh, boy.
Classic.
Oh, look at these guys.
I couldn't get through this far if I was regular sized. Not currently in use. Who are they trying to fool?
Okay. Whoa.
Oh.
No.
No,
come on.
Come on. Like,
Well, they did us like that.
every time. I mean, come on.
So we know that the government here has been playing some dirty pool. So I think at least my earlier suspicion that our opinion of Scar could possibly change. It's kind of starting to lean that way. The fact you need human sacrifices, multiple, I would add, just to make one Philosopher's Stone was pretty crazy. And so they're just, hey, send the prisoners through to their demise, and that's how we'll make Philosopher's Stone. So I got a feeling that I think a team up with Ed and Al, once they discover the actual truth, I got a feeling that they're going to be maybe hooking up with Scar in some kind of way to try to make things better or get to the bottom of things. Something like that. That's my early thoughts here after just seeing episode 7. But again, an episode that didn't hit quite as hard as as our previous episode, where with the Chimera and etc. So it was fun to have an episode like this that, okay, now we're getting into the story. We had some really good character development, I thought, in the previous episodes, and now we're kind of getting back into the story a little bit. And I just, look, the animation is a blast. I know we've talked about that at length, but every episode, it surprises you. And I like that Ed and Al are really onto something here, and that we got introduced to a new character who has an amazing photographic memory. I didn't see that coming, where she can remember every single thing she has ever read. I mean, if we could do that, you wouldn't have to go to school past like the 4th grade.
Yeah, I mean, that comes in handy. That comes in real handy.
Yeah, so this episode was again a broken record. This one was a lot of fun, really good, and a fun ride.
Yeah, once again, it does everything. You're laughing, and then get the gut punch where it's like, yeah, they have it right next to a prison. Why? Because like someone condemned can be recorded as a public execution, and or as an execution. I'm sorry, and no one's the wiser. Because you can get away with it, and then you just keep feeding these souls, these people, to make a Philosopher's Stone, and it's like, well, is that a good thing or bad thing? I mean, we know we watched Death Note, right? Remember, he was taking out all the bad people, but what about when they need to we need to make another one? Well, this guy's just in for a traffic ticket. Well, whatever.
Jaywalking. Get him out of here.
Too much. We got to take him out.
Sorry, buddy. Needed you.
Yeah. And but it was great getting introduced to Sheska, and then also Ross and Bosch, I think. And it was funny how they're like trying to how are these guys that important? What did they ever do? Oh, he lives in a suit of armor? That's weird. And now they're finding this and like, oh, this is way above our pay grade.
He's also got a pile of cash he's got access to.
Well, because you figure for his grants, and it's like, how much money does he really need when he's got all the resources too at his disposal where he was doing it? And I mean, he's just a kid, and how much. I mean, we saw where they burned down their house. Mm-hmm. Where do they go back to where they live? And other than buying food, they don't really need much. So he could probably just keep banking all that each year. And he heard about Cheska's mother, and what he was willing to do to bring back his own mother. Uh-huh. So that's why he was gonna be like, she needs this more than I do right now. And then on top of that, gets her a job, which, can you work in the government building knowing everything you've ever read? Yeah, I think we'll find a spot for you somewhere. I mean, we'd find some place for you here on the channel.
Oh, a walking hard drive.
That would be freaking amazing. But yeah, and the animation, like you said, is amazing. So it was fun getting our nice cartoony looks. I just love it every time that they put Al just making it one solid gray thing with a little squiggly line for a face. It just it's funny every time. But we saw also that Gluttony lost an arm, so how does he get put back together?
Yeah, because they had
they won against
cloak on
Scar,
him.
and I was like, cool, we're gonna get this big epic fight. We saw the explosion, that was it. And it's like, hey, it's a nice tease though. So I don't mind it. So I'm really looking forward to that, and just how sad though Gluttony was. He's like, I didn't get to eat him, so
Get my snack.
maybe your theory about Scar could be right in the end.
Oh, that was one of the most interesting parts of this episode for me. Of course, the stuff with the Philosopher's Stone and needing human sacrifices. They didn't give us a number how many human sacrifices, but they just said multiple. So what does that exactly mean? Not that the morality of 2 versus 10 versus 50, but it's still something to be considered. But yeah, the fight between Scar, Gluttony, and it's Lust.
Yep.
Was very interesting because we saw previously Scar going toe-to-toe with Ed and really handing Ed his ass, and then the rest of the crew came for the aid of Ed and Al, and Scar did work on them too, and looks like Lust and Gluttony put the hurt on Scar relatively easily, so that's very interesting to me as we're still learning how powerful everybody is in this world, and it seems like Lust and Gluttony are very, very powerful if they did whatever it is they did to Scar that easily, that quickly. That being said, another great episode, a good mix of levity and some very serious topics as far as, I tell you what, they're twisting in some pretty heavy material, and on the surface it looks whatever, but there's times in history where prisoners were used for experiments, for all sorts of stuff that led to their demise. So this is not just fictional stuff. This is real stuff they're kind of dipping into for the sake of the story. And again, a fun mix of levity, of interesting story, of characters finding themselves in interesting situations. Of course, hey, don't tell anybody about this. Right. Look, if you really don't want anybody to know, you got to keep it pretty close to your chest, because the whole "don't tell anybody" leads to somebody else being like, "Well,
we know
I'm
how
not
that
supposed
goes.
to tell.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. You heard it from me." But and so on and so forth. But another great episode again. I liked it when he was in the vent, and it's a good thing I'm small. And the thing we've gotten through the first episodes all the way up until now is him getting so angry and so worked up when somebody calls him small, and he just admitted to the benefits of being such here in this episode. So a lot of fun. Can't wait to get to the next one.
I'm just hoping that Armstrong is always there for him, because he is, and I've been loving him as a character.
It's a
especially.
shirt just magically comes
just
off
always.
everywhere.
Well, that's why I love 2 episodes. You're like, how did he have time to take his shirt off? But
comes off.
I just hope, because of how much he's, how saddened he's been by their situation and everything, I just hope he's always there for him. So if we ever lose him, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, well, and what a massive cliffhanger to end on. We got some menacing, weird figure jumping down on Al with like a big old meat cleaver or something. So I got to hope that the armor is strong enough to where, knives and swords and stuff like that hopefully don't have an effect. But I guess we'll never know yet. We'll have to wait to find out.
Well, as long as nothing happens to Ed, Al will be fine,
he can rebuild them. But who are those creepy looking dudes with the red eyes? And we saw the 2 of them.
Well, it's got to be them trying to figure out how to use the Philosopher's Stone.
Some kind of chimera, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, it's going to be really interesting, and that's what we're looking forward to learning more and more about in each episode that we watch.
Yeah, but just like the ultimate cliffhanger that you could end on, like, I'm coming to get you, fade to black.
Well, they gave us a clank sound. It wasn't just the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They made it known that there was some impact made. So we'll find out on the next one.
We cannot wait. This has been so much fun so far. So hopefully you're having as much fun as we are with this. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.
Are we going to have a time jump?
What's that?
Are we going to have a time jump in this show? I mean, that looked like an older version of...
how would I know? It's a rhetorical question.
Speculating. What do you speculate?
Do you think we're going to get a time jump? I don't know.
Well, I do.
Sometimes
that's my instincts tell me.
Oh.
Probably going to be some false walls in here, too, that they have to...
There'll be a time jump, but backwards, like we have already had.
It's Mason Quinn's favorite part answer when children start losing body parts.
Losing limbs and losing their soul.
Yeah, it's Mason Quinn loves.
I want to know if Gluttony still has an arm. We saw it get blown off, but then when we saw him up on the bridge, he had like that cloak on, so we couldn't tell.
Who knows? Maybe.
Well, he had to hide himself.
Yeah, maybe he can regrow. It looked like he had like a little nub. Maybe he regrows body parts.
He missed. What was all that metal clanging that we heard in the cliffhanger?
To get you.
Who are you?
I'm number 66, the name they gave me when I came to work here anyway.
Reminds me of our guy Ryuk a little.
Yeah.
All you have to do is sit back and scream.
Is he the same as Al? Somebody's soul in some armor?
I don't know.
That's what it looked like.
We will find out.
I bet this is what they use to transmute a philosopher's stone.
You sure figured out a lot just from looking at a transmutation circle. The one in charge of guarding this place from curious brats. Number 48. And believe me, I'm not your pal.
I ain't your pal, Dick.
Buddy.
Oh, that too.
You try not to take it personally when this boy kicks your...
All right, then. Let's see what you got.
Have at you.
Oh, jeez. He's swinging... Wow. Dude's not playing.
My sword can pierce steel as well as flesh. Yeah.
Well, apparently not.
Oh.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you're hollow inside. To think there's more than one idiot in the world who came up with the brilliant idea of bonding a disembodied soul to a suit of armor.
Perhaps I should introduce myself. I was better known as Slicer.
Oh,
I was a mass murderer.
Oh.
Are they using condemned prisoners like you to make philosopher's stones here?
That I can't tell you. This is it right here.
That's awfully considerate of you to show me your weak spot.
That means Al's got a weak spot.
Well, yeah, we know.
Let me go.
Nice try, kid.
My dear little Alicia's about to turn 3.
What?
Oh, what a coincidence. I'm at work too.
It's like an FBI listening meme. Come on.
I know you're dying to gush over your very own Scarface Ishvalan.
He hasn't been sighted anywhere in the East. Many people here think it's most likely that he's dead.
Yeah, right.
Is Major Armstrong still in charge of the boys' protective detail?
A couple of his men have taken over now.
We've been played. I thought it was suspiciously quiet in here.
Yell at us.
Take your shirt off and yell at us.
My shoulder doesn't feel right.
Uh-oh.
I increased the percentage of chrome, so it's less...
Oh, it's weaker. Oh.
Ugh. Oh, that shoulder slice is not good.
It's been too long since I've had prey that was worth hunting. My companion should be finishing off the partner you left outside.
We've been sparring partners a long time, and I've still never beaten him.
Toast.
Big bucket of bolts!
Oh. Lost his head.
Uh-oh. Where's
the seal?
Huh.
You're empty.
It all starts with a man by the name of Barry. There was a butcher named Barry who loved his work. But one day, Barry found that cutting up beef and pork wasn't enough anymore.
Oh, man.
This animation.
This got dark real quick. What the fuck?
Barry isn't actually dead, you see. He's standing in front of your very eyes!
Well, Chopper and Slicer are the two of them. Okay, it threw me off for a second here.
Shouldn't you be going, ah? Or what happened to your body? Or something? Ah! What happened to you? Are you sure you and your brother are really related?
Well, I guess we don't look that much alike anymore.
Were you ever even a real person to begin with?
I was a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
And who's to say those memories aren't made up? You were never alive to begin with.
Lies.
This area's off limits. Don't move.
Oh!
Your brother is that good, is he?
Go out! Do it now!
What?
No!
There's no such thing as dirty in a fight!
That's right.
Tell me everything you know about it.
Oh, got him again.
Got 2 seals.
Yeah.
His crimes were really done by a pair of brothers.
Oh, 2 of them.
I've lost too much blood.
Ooh. Oh.
I'm going to die.
Whoa! He just did what Scar did.
You reminded me of someone I don't like.
How could you
Brother! So you're not gonna tell me you're really 3 brothers, are you?
No.
With bodies like these, are we really even people?
I consider you people whether you have physical bodies or not.
There is one way you can prove that you're not just a puppet. Go ahead, break it yourself.
Well, it's kind of a one-way ticket.
Yeah, take yourself out.
I know that my brother is a human being. I will not take the life of another person.
Now that we're in these pseudo bodies, we'll be treated like humans for the first time. I'll tell you who made the Philosopher's Stone. And
or not.
Number 48, you should know better than to talk about things that don't concern you. How did you find out about this place?
Oh.
Quit your pathetic blubbering, you idiot! You could have messed up the entire plan!
Oh, boy.
Tell me who you people are.
There's no need to fight here.
Come on!
Oh, the arm's not working.
Uh-oh.
Always remember we allowed you to live. It'll have to go.
Again?
You're mine now, little puppet!
All right.
This isn't going quite as I planned.
Uh-oh.
Blowing up the laboratory.
Sergeant, get down now!
Get down? You better get out of there.
Yeah, I don't think get down is the proper action here.
Time to get out of here!
I brought a little present for you! Keep a better eye on him. He's a precious resource. Sergeant, help me with him!
Oh, no.
That's the sound of a building exploding, coming from next door, the 5th laboratory.
So who's this?
You keep it down in there, Kimberly.
I was just recalling the Ishvalan War of Extermination.
Kimberly?
Are you sure you're not a puppet?
The senior staff in charge of State Alchemists is short-handed, thanks to Scar's killing spree. Rumor has it a promotion to Central for one Colonel Mustang isn't far off.
Central, huh? Not bad at all.
You can't move up the ladder as young as you are without making enemies.
I've been prepared for that from the start.
You need as many people on your side as you can get your hands on now, Colonel. Get yourself a wife.
Seriously?
He hung up on me just like that.
Lieutenant Colonel, stop making so many personal phone calls, okay?
Oh, so sorry.
Nice little crazy post-credit scene. We're thinking we're getting all serious, and then he has to tell, you gotta get a wife.
That's what you got to do, apparently, to move up to Central. That's how you get there. Wild that Envy just gave Ed back because they said he was too valuable and they needed him. So I was thinking, okay, they're going to use Ed's body to create a Philosopher's Stone, and maybe because of the fact that he is an alchemist, that there'll be something more to it. But interesting that they just gave him back and everybody got out of there. So that was surprising. I gotta believe that Al is not gonna buy into the fact that he's just a puppet and that his memories are real. He is who he says he is.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that'll come into play a little bit later. Maybe there'll be some friction between the brothers later on, but it just seems kind of out of left field to Al be questioning who he is just because some serial killer who was trying to take him out was trying to get inside his head. So we'll see how that plays out. But nonetheless, does make for an interesting story, and I think it will make for, some good dialogue or inner monologues that Al is going to have, maybe questioning himself. The longer he stays in this suit, does he lose part of who he used to be? That'll be, something interesting to think about as well. And then who's Kimberly? Again, we're introduced to another apparently very powerful baddie, given the fact that he was in the stock, so he couldn't put his hands together. And he was reminded of the Ishvala War, which, I've got my questions about as to, how we're going to eventually view Scar. I mentioned that before, that I got a feeling maybe there's an arc for him in there somewhere. And speaking of Scar, didn't even see him. And I mean, we saw just a little bit of Lust's powers, which she's able to do, as well as Envy, because I was kind of wondering, we hadn't really seen them in action too much. We saw Gluttony a little bit, and of course, just what we see in the opening credits. So good to kind of get a little reveal there as to their powers. But yeah, I got to believe Scar is still out there somewhere, and maybe there's some kind of redemption there for him, or do our characters see things his way? It'll be interesting to find out.
It was funny that he's like, Ed's like, don't worry, Al's got it. And Al had the upper hand the entire time, was taking Barry to the cleaners.
Yep.
And then he figured, well, he got to go psychological.
Yep,
so
you
got to try and make him think that they never really existed. And it's like, so, and it's just perfect timing because the night before or whatever, that's when Al was like, I have something to tell you. I've always been afraid. So it's like, well, you told me that, you didn't finish your statement, and now all of a sudden this guy's trying to get in my head, which it may not be true, but you're planting that seed, and when you plant that seed, a tree can grow, and it can fester inside your brain. And so that was what Barry had to do. And then I love the fact, though, that they had the Slicers actually two brothers. Yeah. So like when he took the head off, he's like, all right, you should be good to go. And then all of a sudden he's getting attacked from behind. Yeah. I thought that was a great use because we saw when Al's body head comes off, his body picks up because it's on his neck. So it doesn't matter that it's on the head. So that's why it was smart of the Slicer. Mm-hmm. Showing his smark was on the top of his head, because then that's what you're going to go for right away, because you think you're going to be done, and then it turns out it's actually two. So that was rather smart for what they did there. So I mean, and now that they blew up, I mean, they said explode, but that looks more like an implode that they did.
Yeah,
absolutely. But what they did at the building, and now we have Kimberly saying that he appreciates that feeling the warmth of how he described it as an explosion. So what are his powers? What is he going to do now? And is he going to get broken out then by Envy and Lust? Because it looks like they don't really care for the alchemists that much either. It seems like they want to do things their own way.
They got a bigger plan. It's not just taking out alchemists. That's not what their goal is. If they get in the way, you're getting out of my way, but I've got an ultimate goal.
I did say you get in my way. So that's really interesting that like now we have another alchemist. Like, how are they all going to factor in at the end? Because you have good ones, you have bad ones, and now you have Lust and Envy, and then Gluttony. We didn't see whether or not Gluttony's arm came back, but we saw that, hey, don't worry, Lust and Envy are a pretty formidable team themselves.
Fingers could stretch.
Another great episode, and thrown off a little bit by the post-credit scene. I thought it was going to be, all right, so this is what you got to do to get to the top of the ladder. You're going to have enemies, all right? So always watch your back. And then it ends with, but you need a wife. So I thought that was really great levity. And then he was like, he hung up on me. Finally, his secretary was like, stop making so many personal calls.
No, they're government workers. That's what they do.
Yeah, it was cool seeing, seeing the other people. I want to say people because we know they're people similar to Al in Barry and Slicer and his brother. So that was really cool. Although I was pleasantly surprised to see that Al was significantly better in battle than Barry was. But that was interesting. I found it very interesting that Ed did not want to take the life of Slicer and his brother, which almost got him awarded with some very valuable information until Lust showed up. So curious that Lust showed up, took out the Slicer brothers, and then let Ed live. But of course, I think she's got bigger purposes for Ed, which I'm sure we'll find out down the road. But yeah, definitely an interesting episode. The last episode, they left us off with that massive cliffhanger, which made us think that maybe Al was in some trouble. Not necessarily the case, but, it was interesting seeing Barry also try to play some head games with Al. And that's one thing that, a lot of these shows will have some interesting twists and turns. And what if Al is just a companion for Edward.
Oh,
and
come on. You're
really,
not buying into that, are you?
I don't believe
They're just
so,
kids. They're going to have...
the intro to the show shows two kids getting deconstructed, and we know from their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
But is that their real backstory?
Only time will tell.
Buying
Only
into Barry
time will
over
tell.
here.
Hey, look, just look.
always does.
I got a bridge I'll sell you.
Got to look at both sides.
I got
But yeah, then we
oceanfront
also
property in
got,
Idaho to sell you.
We also got Kimberly at the end, so a big reveal. Somebody whose hands are locked up, so they cannot do alchemy. So I'm wondering what direction that's going to go into. But I like the way they did that. Gave us a full storyline. Pretty heavily focused just on Barry and Slicer and Ed and Al for this particular episode. But at the end, teased a brand new person for us. So excited to see where that one goes.
And we're going to have to fix the arm again.
Yeah, and
Going back to
Oh,
Winry.
Are we gonna fix it? I mean, he said it doesn't feel right, but he didn't necessarily say it's broke.
Well, it was just hanging there.
Well, then it did just
because he
gave up.
couldn't do his
yeah,
alchemy.
and he couldn't get it right. So hey, look, maybe the chrome to lower the risk of rusting isn't as good of a trade-off as she was hoping it would be.
This could have also been a short-term solution for the time being for an arm, so that way, that's exactly. So then this way she can create a newer, bigger, better, stronger arm.
Yeah, it'd take a little time. She only had 3 days.
She only did it in 3 restless nights and days to be able to fix this one. So.
Maybe we'll get some upgrades.
We're going to be
Who
restless
knows?
as well, waiting to watch the next episode. And so hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as we are. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. Catch you on the next one, pals.